In this era of casual hookups, who's still looking for true love? There's a hopeful answer in Virginia Stage Company's new production of Frankie and Johnny and the Clair de Lune, which opened at the Wells Theater April 4th. There are only two characters in this play by Tony Award-winning playwright Terrence McNally. They're in bed in the dark, and by the sounds of it, having really great sex. Then the lights come up on a tiny New York apartment. Frankie's ready for him to leave, but Johnny is convinced that she's the one that the universe intends them to be together. Little by little, we learn more about them. They work in the same place. She's a waitress, he's a cook. Not what either of them planned. He's Brooklyn Heights, please. She lives in Hell's Kitchen. She's down to earth, wary of entanglement. He's a battered but hopeful romantic who's convinced that their fragile connection is their best hope, grasping at coincidences as evidence they're meant to be together. As Frankie, Lena Kaminsky has a sort of Jennifer Aniston look. Nice figure, nice looking, a nice person, but not the stuff of undying dreams, and she knows it. She's been dealing with crazy customers for years and is alarmed that this guy she's been eyeing at work, he has sexy wrists, might just be nuts. Not nuts about her, as he claims so passionately, just nuts, and he won't leave. Rhys Madigan is Johnny, longish hair pulled back in a ponytail, a little soft about the middle, but tall enough to carry it off, uneducated but thirsty for knowledge and filled with overwhelming physical and emotional energy that knows no bounds. And neither does he, apparently. Both characters are on stage for the entire evening, which is a challenge that Madigan and Kaminsky meet with ease as they progress from being naked in and out of bed to shedding, bit by bit, the psychological Kevlar with which they have shielded their emotional lives. And little by little, the audience begins to share Johnny's passionate belief that this might be their big chance, that maybe true love is possible, that life and love and people don't have to be perfect in order to be real. Even while we're laughing, we really, really want for Frankie and Johnny to have more than one night. It's possible. Madigan and Kaminsky's fearless exploration is abetted by a set that captures the claustrophobic limits of a tiny New York one-room walk-up, overlooked by the windows of other apartments in taller buildings. There's a cramped sofa bed and a compact kitchen in which the refrigerator light goes on, the faucet has water, the stove works, the toaster toasts. When Johnny cooks for Frankie, he really cooks. Even the clock on the bookcase works and is reset for the time difference between the two acts. That attention to even minute detail is one of the things that sets this production apart. When the surroundings are so real and familiar, the story steps out beyond the stage and becomes part of our lives. Chris Hanna's direction is spot on, nicely contrasting Johnny's sometimes bumptious energy with Frankie's wary caution as they come closer and burst apart in a sort of dance that's every bit as loaded with significance as a brilliant tango. Pamela Pryor's costumes are believable. John Ambrosoni's lighting is evocative, and Ryan Hickey's crucial sound design pulls everything together. The Clair de Lune of the title is both the emblematic Debussy music that Frankie and Johnny listen to on late-night radio and the glimpse of moonlight they can just see, if they're careful, between the buildings. As the final production of the Virginia Stage Company's 100th season, this is a knockout. From the other side of the Footlights, I'm M.D. Ridge.